element form is used in what? In creating the form in what? HTML. Okay, form element is used. Let's go straight into our text editor. Let me clean up my code here. Let's say you go to gmail.com and you want to create a Google Mail account. You'll be given a form to fill. Your username, your full name, sometimes you ask first name, last name, and you're asked to choose a username. You're asked to enter a date of birth. Sometimes there's a date picker you can also use. You're asked to choose your gender. So some of these ones are radio buttons, some are drop down, some you also enter the text yourself. Okay, those are the various form controls I want to talk about. Now I have inserted a form and it has some attributes. Okay, so first of all, there's an action and then there is this input element. I will explain it. I will explain type, name, and then max length for everyone to appreciate before I'll display it. So first of all, let's explain those key points. As for form, it is used to declare the form we are creating. But the first attribute, which is input, okay, the input element is used to create several different form controls. Okay, so the input is used in creating what? Form controls. The value, okay, of the type attributes which we are going to discuss determines what kind of input you are creating. So back to my code again. It's here. It says form action, then they'll indicate. Let me first explain form action and then the website. The website here simply means when you are inserting your information and you, let's say, want to submit it and you click on submit, which particular server are you sending your information to, okay, to be stored, or which website is requesting you. So this is the action. Okay, every form must have an action. That means when you are sending when you fill in the form, where it is going, that's an action. Anywhere you go, when you are taking your child to a school or are giving a form to fill, whether online, you should know where your form, the information you have inputted is going to. It's very, very important. When you even do an online survey and you submit, you should know where it is going to. So that's for the action. But the input here allows us to what? To receive information from our visitors. Okay, so it is just used in almost all of the form controls. Let me explain the type. The type of information we are looking for, okay, from the person will be indicated here. This text simply means we are creating just a line of text, just one line of text. The one for usernames, the one for usernames, or the one for last name, first name. Okay, now the name here, and then you see username. The server must be able to interpret where to categorize whatever you have put here, the value. So when I give you a form, let's say a login form, okay, login form usually comes with a username and a password, and then you enter a value in a username. How would I know this is a username and this is what? A password. So that's what the name is used for. So the name here simply means whatever I type here should be considered as what? As my name or as my username. And the maximum length refers to the number of characters or the amount of characters I want. Okay, so it means when you are giving me a username or when you are choosing a username, it shouldn't exceed 30 characters. Okay, this is a simple and a basic form. Usually we don't give a lot of max length if we are looking for just a username or something, a basic test from people. Usually shouldn't exceed even 24. Okay, Even though there are some people who have what very very long, very very lengthy names. Okay, but if you are creating a different type of what input, okay, we are looking for a different type of input. Let's say we want to create a text box, a very big text box. Definitely we are not going to put what, we are not going to put 30 here, okay, because it is impossible to, let's say, write everything about yourself or describing yourself in, let's say, 30 characters. It's not possible. Those of you who are very familiar with Twitter, okay, they also have what, a maximum length you can what, you can input as a post. Most of these websites that requires us to input our data, or they want to request and some information from us, have maximum length in some of their form controls. It is just to structure our form properly, so that someone will not come and write just a sentence, a very lengthy sentence, as his username. Yes, so now from the explanation, let's save our work to actually see, because this is a paragraph, okay, and it ends here. This is what we are actually putting between the paragraphs. So we are putting username between the paragraph, but we are looking for a single line of text. That is what we have indicated here, the type as text. We want the server to be able to interpret whatever we are typing into our, let's say, box, okay, username box. It should classify it as the username and not as something else, not as a date. And then we are looking for not more than 30 characters, okay. So let's save, refresh this. You see my form has been what, beautifully what, created, okay, beautifully created. You see the username, the one we type in the paragraph, and then this is what, the form we have created. In the form we are asking it to what, to create just one line of text, a single line of text, which is the type we declared, and we are also asking it to also interpret whatever we are typing here as a username, as a name, not as a password, not as a date, okay, not as time. And then we are also saying we want only 30 characters. So you can just input, and then this is the action I spoke about. Anytime you submit, it is taking you to what, example.com.login. That means I'm trying to log in into an account I have with what, example.com. Same applies to Facebook, same applies to almost every other website we are trying to what, send the information to. So from here you can see we are trying to send our information to example.com. Probably we have already signed up to a package on example.com, and then we are trying to what, log in. So that is the information that is contained in the form action, the action area of the form.